I had no idea the British press was so bigoted.
This one's wife. American Riviera orchard. Bland. Beige. Boring. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor, and yes, after months of teasing that we were going to get TIG 2.0, that there would be some form of return to Instagram, this one's wife has finally tried to do more than 1 hour's work a week, and we have been subjected to the announcement of something called American Riviera Orchard, which must go down as one of the worst names in corporate history. When I saw that, I immediately thought, she's opened a care home, that people will be ringing up and saying, yes, my mother's gone a little bit doolally. I'd like to put her in American Riviera Orchard, where the sun always shines indoors, and that everybody is respected. Certainly, says an ever so helpful receptionist, while ensuring that we know that we'll be paying extraordinarily high fees for the privilege of the aging relative being looked after in a beige wonderworld. I very much thought, how interesting. She's entered a foray, not where people thought that she would do so, but she's opening a care home. Will we have these dotted across the United States to deal with an increasingly aging population? Maybe she will occasionally pop in and talk to the old people, regaling them of how she once wrote to Procter & Gamble and convinced them to change an advertisement. Perhaps she'll regale them with tales of crawling out the back of a car, or maybe she'll entertain them with some improvised acting. Who knows? But no, my first thought that she'd opened a care home was incorrect, as it transpires that she's now inflicted upon the world her lifestyle brand. Of course, she sought to do this previously with the TIG, and if you want to be entertained, and I know that you do, I'd very much encourage you to have a listen to my parody of the TIG called The Stig, so that you can perhaps gain a flavour of what's going to appear in this rather bland, beige and boring brand that she has launched. According to Kieran Southern, who writes in The Times, this one's wife returns to Instagram with launch of lifestyle brand. The Duchess of Sussex has launched a lifestyle brand that will sell. Are you ready? Prepare yourself for this. Tableware. Napkin rings. So inspiring. So brave. And marmalade. She is just so authentic and impactful. It has been revealed after she returned to Instagram following a 4-year break from the platform. This one's wife is behind American Riviera Orchard, which may be a nod to the Santa Barbara area she and the Duke of Sussex call home in California. An Instagram account has been created which so far includes 9 pictures that make up the brand's golden logo. Well, we might as well stop and consider this logo, which first of all looks very much like it's trading off Regal connections, something that she's not meant to be doing. But of course, she wouldn't give a rat's ass about that because she has no sense of accountability. Indeed, she would quite readily engage in this flagrant breach of the agreement that was reached in order to provoke King Charles. There's also a logo which looks like a 7-year-old has created it. It's an absolute mess. What the fuck is it meant to be? Are there meant to be some letters in there? Or is it some kind of strange creature that has been dreamt up by said 7-year-old that's going to appear in a new video game? One can't make out what it's meant to say, but it's clearly meant to convey a royal connection. It's meant to be regal. American Riviera Orchard's website invites fans to sign up to a waiting list for products, availability, and updates. So in actual fact, when you go on that particular website, and I did so to see what all of the supposed fuss was all about, all one sees is that stupid cipher or logo, whatever you might call it, with the pissed up octopus in the center of it, and then the words American Riviera Orchard, which has probably been written by this one's wife, because it's got curly bits around it. Indeed, it looks more like Camericano, and then C Riviera Orchard, and then there's like what looks like a stray hair growing from the end of the D in Orchard. And then you can enter your email and join the wait list. And that's it. There's nothing more to be had. Entertainingly, it's a sort of beigey colour in keeping with the beigeness of its proprietor. There's some weird smudge marks over to the left-hand side. Not entirely sure what that's all about. Not clear. Might it be perhaps Harry's pink pancakes being smudged against the screen, and therefore that's his form of inclusion? Nevertheless, that's what you're getting, just a landing page. And although this one's wife is clearly doing this in order to try and heighten anticipation, it's somewhat commensurate with the way that she does things half-arsed, which is, I've launched a new website, I've launched a new lifestyle brand, but you can't actually have anything from it just yet. You have to sign up for a waiting list. One wonders, is it the case they're going to see how many people sign up before deciding whether they're actually going to provide anything or not? Or might it be that they realise, goodness me, the only people who've signed up to this are Gayle King and Omid Scobie and somebody with various derivations of the Duchess of Sussex, so that we've only got 37 customers. We're not going to bother doing anything about it. The brand's first Instagram story is a video showing this one's wife, 42, picking flowers and cooking in a kitchen, while the song I Wish You Love by the American jazz singer Nancy Wilson plays. More about that later. A trademark application filed with the US Patent and Trademark Office gives further clues about the brand. This one's wife has plans to sell tableware, so unique, cookbooks, never been done before, napkin rings, surely the most mind-blowing invention ever, jellies, jams, marmalades. There's no end to her talents, and drinkware, the filing suggests. The application, which was filed on February the 2nd, is awaiting examination, so that hasn't even got approval yet, once again demonstrating the half-arsed nature of this one's wife. Putting forward a website that only allows you to put your email address into it, and filing a trademark application which hasn't yet been approved. Apparently, the owner of the trademark is listed as Mama Knows Best, LLC. This one's wife said at the South by Southwest Festival last week that she was keeping her distance from social media. She went on to criticise the tech giants for failing to moderate content on their platforms. And then, 1 week later, she launches on social media a platform. Therefore, she's no longer keeping her distance from social media. Once again, another entry in the book of this one's wife hypocrisy. Most likely now entry 27,053. The new lifestyle brand apparently will also coincide with a new cooking show on Netflix, with whom the Sussexes have a content deal. Wow, a cooking show. We've never seen any of those before, have we? An insider told the Daily Mail, "Psst, it's a lifestyle and cooking brand called American Riviera Orchard. The brand is meant to coincide with the launch of a new cookery show for Netflix. This one's wife will be making and selling products such as jams. And at some point, there'll be a book and blog, etc." Well, heady times indeed, valuable viewers. I'm sure you'll agree. No doubt you're all dusting down your pinnies in anticipation of putting on the apron and joining in with a cookery show. Undoubtedly, you'll be beside yourself with the excitement of possibly purchasing a jam that has been curated. It won't have been made, of course. It'll have been curated by this one's wife's own fair hand. The article goes on to tell us that this one's wife has had her own lifestyle blog previously and created the TIG in 2014 before closing it down in 2017. She used the website to blog about her favourite food and wine. The title was inspired by this one's wife's favourite wine, the Tuscan Red Tianello, even though the G is silent in it. Experts have long predicted that this one's wife would launch her own lifestyle blog after moving to California and setting herself up as an influential media figure, not unlike the actress and wellness guru Gwyneth Paltrow, once again demonstrating her capacity for copying and acquiring other people's character traits. Santa Barbara County, where Harry and this one's wife live in Montecito, has been called the American Riviera due to its picturesque location on the California coast, and it is apparently what inspired the name of the Duchess's new brand. Again, she can't even come up with anything original. This one's wife shut down her personal Instagram account after getting engaged to Harry, and their @Sussex Royal page has not been updated since 2020. While you may not see us here, the work continues, the couple wrote, after stepping back from the royal family, or perhaps more accurately, the grift continues. In 2022, in an interview with the New York magazine's The Cut, this one's wife complained that the royal family's social media was hampered by strict guidelines.
There's literally a structure by which if you want to release photos of your child as a member of the family, you first have to give them to the royal rota.
She said, of distributing pictures to the press. Well, there you are. Eventually, the much vaunted lifestyle brand has sort of been released, that it's been set free. Fly, fly. Oh dear, it's been eaten by a hawk. Will it succeed? Only time will tell. But it's certainly the case that a variety of views that are already coming forth in relation to this. We can anticipate, of course, that she gets lots of publicity in relation to this. Therefore, that's a box ticked for her. Plenty of people are going to react to it, so lots of fuel for her. We can be guaranteed that the supine publications and the sugars will all trill its brilliance and success, being bowled over at how beautifully beige it all is. As for everybody else, they'll be nonplussed, and no doubt laughing at the fact that the name is terrible, that it's utterly beige, and it shows a complete lack of imagination, which is entirely commensurate with the mindset of its owner. What do you think about this? What are your observations? Well, let's have a look at a few of the below-the-line comments. Always useful to get the bellwether in relation to this. Chris Holding writes, "How strange that she should have chosen the day of the Diana Awards to launch this rubbish. After all, she's never tried to overshadow any other family event, has she? Oh, wait, yes, she has." S. Williams, "I've no issue with her launching some vapid website à la Goop. However, it is in poor taste to attach her title to it. By this one's wife would have been enough, and actually would give her critics nothing substantive to argue with. However, yet again, she's trading on her title for commercial gain, which is against the rules." Bernard Yap, "For someone who once said that titles are not important, she's certainly monetizing hers in every way possible." Douglas Agnew adds, "Since she isn't interested in titles and never Googled the royal family, she doesn't understand that this one's wife, Duchess of Sussex, is the form for a divorcee duchess. Hapless Hal, however, should know." Daniel Stevens, "A truly awful name. I wonder how many millions on branding consultants were spent to come up with that. P. Barclay, how tediously predictable. J. Ferrier, I am simply frothing with excitement. J. Shah, it seems a funny choice for a renowned feminist. F. Noble replies, woman in the kitchen, but not washing dishes, made up story as that was. Eliza Bett, with the branding help of her royal title. Donald Hebert, my, they are hard up for something of interest to offer the public. It'll be bust in a year, and then on to the next venture. Christopher Greaves suggests that her marmalade should be good, bitter, and acidic. J. Patton, marmalade? They've found their level at last, by the sound of it. Well, no support there, plenty of cynicism and criticism, as one would come to expect. What are your views about the horrendously named American Riviera orchard? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.